You wanna go fast? I wanna go fast, I gotta go fast, 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 fast! Fast Racing Neo is a high-speed arcade racer from shin'en Multimedia, a studio based out in Germany that you may know from a number of downloadable and physical titles, ranging from Iridian 3D on the Game Boy Advance through Nano Assault Neo on the Wii U eShop. The second game in the Fast Racing series, Neo takes the idea of going fast and turns it up to 11. You take control of one of 10 unique cars and quite literally race through dangerous tracks at supersonic speeds, unless you're on the subsonic difficulty, of course. There's really no story or plot in Fast Racing Neo. In fact, it focuses entirely on being a tribute to the arcade cabinet racers of old, and it's hard to look at it without seeing inspiration from both Wipeout and F-Zero. While going fast as hell is definitely a huge part of the game, there's a little more to coming in first than just holding down the go button. You need to pay attention to how fast you're going and the angle of your vehicle. You need to use the lean buttons to take turns at the correct angle so that you avoid hitting the walls and slowing down. In addition to that, the cars can switch between blue and orange phases at the press of a button. Scattered around each track are spheres that charge up your boost, as well as strips of either blue or orange colors. Some tracks also have jumps colored one way or the other, and one track has a special kind of colored gateway. The trick to these is that they only work if you're in the right phase. So if you want to get a speed boost from a blue strip or use a blue jump, you need to make sure your car is in the blue phase. Being in the wrong phase on a strip will cause you to slow down and get past, and with jumps, your vehicle will simply not jump. Some tracks also have obstacles, things like ice walls or giant rocks. Running into these will either cause you to spin out and slow down, or, much like if you miss a jump or land on a railing, cause you to explode. Respawning takes a couple of seconds, and in a game as fast as this, a single mistake can be the difference between winning and losing. Luckily, you can use your boost to simply blast through most things unhindered. It's a bit unforgiving, but for me that really only adds to the appeal. With 16 tracks and 3 increasingly difficult speeds, there's plenty here to work at to improve your times as you find your favorite of the 10 vehicles and learn each track at each speed. There are a few modes in FRN as well. There's your standard circuit mode, which has you pick one of the 3 speeds and enter into one of 4 cups, which are each a set of 4 tracks. You race in these to get the best place on each track, with better placements giving you more points. At the end of a circuit, it's all added up and you find out if you've placed in the top 3. If you do, you unlock the next circuit or vehicle. Time attack is the same tried and true game mode you've come to know. Pick a car, a speed, and a single track, then beat the specified time on it. A fun little side note about those times is that they're actually the best time on that track gotten by someone on the dev team. There's split screen for up to 4 players as well. In order for performance to stay stable though, the game's graphics get dropped down and the frame rate slows to 30 instead of 60 frames per second. It's far from a real issue, but it's definitely noticeable. If you're playing in split screen and still have the AI racers turned on as well, you'll really see some performance issues, especially on the more graphically intensive tracks. But if you're just playing with up to the 4 players and have AI disabled, it's perfectly acceptable barring a few hiccups. Lastly, there's hero mode. This is the hardest of the hard for sure. You pick a car and a track and you race through it at the highest speed available. Your boost also serves as a shield meter, and if it gets depleted, you explode and have to start the whole race over. As 2 final kickers, in order for it to count as a win, you have to take first place, and the whole track is mirrored, so while you'll know it for the most part, you'll still have to pay attention and relearn it to some extent. FRN also has online capabilities, but I haven't been able to get them to work reliably yet. I've managed to connect to a couple of games, but then it crashes before I actually get a chance to play. It's unfortunate, but Fast Racing Neo is kinda prone to crashes. I myself have only had a couple of them, but others online report excessive crashes and glitches in online. I'm not sure how easy these will be to fix, but it's definitely something that shin'en needs to look at and repair if they want online to have any kind of longevity. While it's true that the Wii U is far from the strongest system on the market, FRN pushes the hardware surprisingly far while still managing 720p 60 FPS during single-player gameplay. Sure, a few aspects like anti-aliasing and texture detail fall a little short, but the game honestly performs well, and the striking visual style that they've gone for is well defined, making this one of the most visually stunning racers I've ever played. Each stage has a very distinct visual feel and theme, and they're all fun and challenging. One level is a bit more difficult than the others due to the lack of walls, but for the most part they're fairly in line in terms of difficulty. You find pretty much all of the arcade racer level tropes here as well. There's even a damn lava level. As a final note, the music is simply well done. The songs all line up with the feel of the track that they're on, and they are all decidedly fast-paced and just get me ready to go way too fast. Fast Racing Neo is a brilliant tribute to the old school arcade racers and follows the examples set by classics like Wipeout, F-Zero, and Extreme G as closely as it possibly can, while still mixing things up with a unique boosting system, fantastic tracks, and a pretty high amount of replayability. For only 15 bucks on the Wii U eShop, it's an absolute steal. If you have any kind of hankering for a new way to go fast, then you'd better not pass this one up. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Indie Bytes. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to leave a like and subscribe for more. If you have any indie games that I should check out, then please shoot them my way. You can leave a comment down below, or you can drop me a line on Twitter. My handle's @forkh, or you can shoot me an email at fork4h@gmail.com. I'll see you next time. Bye!